Hey, what's going on, Sonic Movie 3 fans? And I hope you Sonic Movie 3 fans are fans of cryoing some hedgehogs because, oh boy, do I got the DIY for you. But before we get to the DIY, quick shout out to Dinosaur on Instagram. They made a reel of them making the Shadow DIY, and I was so inspired by that because I thought it looked so freaking cool. And I'm basing my DIY roughly from what they did in their video, so go show them some support. So before I show you how to make the cryogenic little shadow here, I'm going to show you everything you're going to need, to make this guy. First and foremost, you will need this Discovery #mindblown Jellyfish Aquarium color morphing lights thing. And you can get this on either Amazon or Walmart, but I did go and pick this up at Walmart in person just because I didn't want to wait, the time to go get this shipped. But I think this thing is slightly cheaper on Amazon by about $5, and the Amazon one actually might come with a remote. And I've seen some reviews that this one comes with a remote here, but I'm not too sure if it does. We'll see in a sec. And then of course the second most important thing is you're gonna need a shadow figure to put in the cryogenic tube. But besides the tube, we're gonna need a shadow figure, of course, because that's what's gonna go in there. And we're just gonna use this Jakks specific 5-inch movie shadow figure. This is the Wave 1 figure here, and this is my original release figure, so I'm gonna be a little sad to see him go in here. But we will also need, you could just get another one of these shadow figures because they are commonly available, but right now as I'm recording this, they're a little hard to come by just because the Christmas holiday season just finished. But if you're not able to find this guy here, you could also use the shadow from the little bike playset, but I'm not gonna be doing that because my shadow won't keep his legs freaking on. But I just want to let you guys know there is multiple shadows out there available now, so you do have options. But like I said, we'll be using a Sharpie, so you will need one of those because we're going to be marking out Shadow's eyes to make it look like he's asleep. And the last thing you're going to need to make this little Shadow DIY is some clear fishing line. You can easily get this at Walmart. It's readily available, and this will cost you about $2 to $3. With all the items that we're going to need in our DIY acquired, let's go ahead and open the main attraction. And if you're curious, this thing does run on 4 AAA batteries or this little USB cable that is included. And we also do get these little jellyfish that we're actually supposed to use, but we don't freaking want that. But we do have this, so let's quickly test out if this does have the same light features as the Amazon one, because the one that I got from Walmart doesn't come with the remote, but I'm pretty sure it still should have the same light features. Alright, well, you just plug this thing in the back of this tank and light reveal. Whoa, oh my, now it's just staying red, and that is what we want. Either red or green, because that's how it looks like in the movie. In the beginning of the movie, it is red, but as we see in the flashbacks, the tube was green. So please tell me I can turn this thing green, please. Even though this doesn't come with the remote like the Amazon one does, you can still use the same features. You just gotta walk up and press the button, which is not really a deal breaker for me. So yeah, I guess it's up to you. You can go to Walmart and pick it up the same day, or wait a couple days to get it on Amazon. It's really all up to you. With that being said, let's go ahead and move to the next step. And this next step here is the step I was looking forward to the least, because I'm gonna have to say goodbye to this shadow. I'm gonna feel awful, man. Like, I have to literally put this shadow down, man. I'm gonna take this Sharpie and just make him not be able to see again. Like, he's gonna be Daredevil. So it really feels like I'm freaking Commander Walters right now, putting him out of commission, throwing him in this freaking test tube, man. I feel awful doing this. But maybe it's also kind of bittersweet that I'm doing this, I'm putting him out of commission. Let's just say we're doing this for Maria. But now you're going to want to Sharpie up Shadow's eyes and basically just completely cover his eye, edge to edge, with the Sharpie. So, it gives the illusion that his eyes are closed. And honestly, I probably should have been using the fine point Sharpie at the beginning, because I did end up getting a little bit of Sharpie on Shadow's cheek. So I definitely do recommend using a fine point Sharpie for the edges of Shadow's eye. That will really save you a lot of trouble. And last but not least, you will want to wait at least 5 minutes before you dunk Shadow in the water, so the Sharpie effect lasts. Well, with that being said, guys, the deed is done. I guess before we put it in the water, I just want to quickly show you my paint job here with the Sharpies. It's definitely not the best work ever, but it's honestly not that bad. And from afar, I mean, you can kind of see it, I guess. But the main objective with this guy was to just make him look like his eyes are closed. And not gonna lie, I think I got that down pretty good, Hey, Shadow, what's going on? You sleeping? Shadow? Oh boy. you do need to pose him, you know, before you get him in there, because once he's in there, you're not going to be able to pose him in there unless you take the whole thing and start all over again. So of course we do want to put our shadow figure in somewhat of like a sleeping, floating pose, you know, similar to what he's like in the movies. Of course you could do this DIY a number of other ways. You could just make him do a different pose. You could have him have his eyes open with his hand forward to the glass, but this is how I'm going to pose my shadow for my DIY. Oh, and another thing I forgot is that we do want to add the batteries, because if we put the batteries in after the shadow might be dangling a little too much. So let's quickly add those batteries, which are not included. For this next step, you're going to want to grab a very long piece of the fishing line. And it's better to grab a longer piece because you can just trim the excess after. You're going to want to tie the clear fishing line around Shadow's quills, similar to this. Basically, hook the line onto the second layer of quills, bring the line to one unified piece of string in the center, and tie it with a knot on top of Shadow's head. I found this method to be the best way to keep Shadow in balance in the center, which is exactly what we want for this DIY. And once the string is secured on Shadow's head, I went ahead and poked a little hole in the lid so we can shoot the line through the top and secure it on the other side. You can easily poke a hole with a little screwdriver, a little knife, or even a pencil. And if you don't want to poke a hole through the lid, you can always just hot glue or duct tape the string to the top of the lid. That would work too. But what I recommend to get the maximum stability with this guy here is to shoot the string through the top, tie it around a toothpick or something similar, and then just lay the toothpick on top of the lid, and then boom, it's gonna stay up. And if you really want, you could just put some black tape over the toothpick so it doesn't look too bad, but you're really not gonna see the top of the lid, so boom, that works. And if our string and shadow secured, it's time for Project Shadow. And there it is, the finished product, and I really like how this thing came out. Like, quick little 360 here, but like it really looks, especially with all the bubbles and everything in there, it looks like Shadow is just floating in the water. Like, I really love how that effect came out, and I think that is really seals the deal with this guy here. You can just see all the detail in there, man. Like, it looks like he's really frozen in there, and it's so cool. Like, this came out even better than what I was anticipating, and it's definitely easy, so I definitely think you guys should definitely do this too. But yeah, I do want to showcase the couple modes that do come installed with this thing. And first off, when pressing the power button, you get this little crazy mode. It just flashes a bunch of colors really fast. That might be a little much, and you know, it's not really accurate. You know, we mostly want red and green colors for this guy, but you know, that does look pretty sick anyways. But I think I like this one here, which is the same thing, but it flashes a little slower, so it's a little easier on the eyes. And look at how cool this guy looks in all these other colors. You know, of course this isn't like accurate to the movie or whatever, but like, holy moly, man. Blue, that white, I like how the white looks alive. It really makes it pop there. But yeah, it comes with a whole bunch of colors, and it does come with a mode which, you know, evens the colors out a little bit more. They kind of flow into the next color a little bit. We also do get the option to just pick one color to put at a time, and that is what we want there, guys, man. The solid red, the anger, the turmoil felt is all in this color. That looks so good. That's what this is all about. Wait, the next color they have after red is green, so we can put Shadow in the Mountain Dew that he was, you know, on the Ark station in the movies. And yeah, I like that one a lot too. And there is a whole bunch of other color choices and shades of the same color, so you can really, you know, find the color that suits you best and pick that one to your liking. But last but not least, I do want to show you what this looks like in complete darkness, and this thing just freaking pops, man. It's so awesome in the dark. Like, it's already pretty freaking cool as we saw in the light, but in the dark, the colors just pop that much more, and it just really brightens up any room. And all these modes, especially the red and green, really just do fit better for Shadow in the dark. Like, it's crazy because I honestly never thought dumping a hedgehog in a tube of water would look that freaking cool. So yeah, there we have it, man. There is the Shadow DIY Cryo Tube project, man. And I love how this thing looks. And you definitely will see this thing in the background of all my future videos because it looks so awesome. And I'm really proud, you know, of just, for someone who's not that crazy into the arts and crafts, you know, someone who doesn't dabble into it too often, I think I did pretty good on this little project here. You know, I'm definitely not saying it's perfect or anything, and you know, you guys could, you know, learn from my mistakes here and I made in the video and make one that's even better than the one I made. But I'm, you know, really proud, and I think that's just the fun part of this whole DIY thing, that, you know, you made it yourself. You know, it has your own special touch, and I definitely see that special touch there, man. It's so cool. But overall, I had a blast making this thing, and it definitely isn't that time consuming. It took me about like 1 to 2 hours, so you guys could easily do this too. Let us quickly go over one last time with the lights off. Man, that is awesome. That is the freaking ultimate nightlight, or ultimate something. I don't know. Ultimate DIY, ultimate project, I don't know. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I do want to know if you guys will be making one of these on your own. And if you did, let me know how it turned out. I really want to know. This thing is just so fun. I hope you guys have fun making this thing too. And if you guys really did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys have shown a lot of support in the last year, and I promise to keep the content coming really strong this year. And with that being said, all hail Shadow.